When you get into research, planning is the most important part. We can do math all day long just for fun, but it isn't research unless it is relevant to a substantive topic you're investigating. That's the important takeaway from this module. Data collection never goes exactly the way that you thought it would. So you need to ensure that the data you have are relevant to the topics you want to discuss. Start by thinking about the population. Who would results generalize to? Nothing generalizes to everybody, so being clear up front about who you would like to talk about in the discussion can help guide you in assessing how useful or relevant the data are. Additionally, how can you quality control check that your sample is actually relevant to the population you're interested in? What characteristics of that population do you anticipate? And can you see whether or not the sample of data really matches those characteristics you'd expect? Are there structural barriers by which not everybody who you think should be in the sample would really wind up in the final sample that you have, just based on the methods you're using for collecting data? There aren't right and wrong answers here. What this helps is in assessing whether or not your interpretation is justified. If your sample of data doesn't look like the population you wanted to generalize to, you might need to rethink how you understood the data. Additionally, if there is substantial missing data, you might be concerned about the reasons the data are missing because it's probably not totally random. Either way, there may be nothing you can do about it in terms of analysis, but you can use that information to be cautious about drawing more nuanced conclusions, to identify the points that you're most confident about, as opposed to the points that you think maybe more research would be necessary.